Are you ready to start getting in shape for this 2008? Boy, I hope so. And the guy that can tell us all about it is one who's in great shape himself.
Oh, he is.
He's the Orange County Register columnist for KOCE Outdoors, David Whiting. David, how are you?
Excellent.
What are these new trail runs you're bringing up?
Oh, this is a great series of runs, and the really neat thing about it is that they're not the kind of trail runs that most of us think of. When I think of trail runs, and I think most people do, it's a big slog. It goes on forever, and everybody comes back muddy, bloody, and exhausted. Yeah. Might come back a little bit bloody, but and maybe even a little bit muddy, depending on rains, but hopefully not too exhausted, because these things start out a little bit easier and then gradually work up to longer and longer runs.
Now, what's so special about a trail run?
Well, one of the great things is, I think physically at least, is that you're not pounding your body. I don't totally subscribe to the idea that the more you run, the more you brutalize your body, although the way I'm feeling this week, as a matter of fact, I'll have to probably take a pass on disagreeing with that. But I will tell you that running on dirt is a huge difference between running on concrete or asphalt. And I'll add that asphalt's not a whole lot softer than concrete, but dirt really makes a difference. And this fellow, Baz Hawley, who puts on the Western Trail Run Series, is a terrific race director, and he's a whole heck of a lot of fun. He brings a lot of Australian charm to these kinds of events, and he kicks off his series toward the end of this month.
Okay.
Right here you can see people running the Western Trail Run Series last year. This one, the first one is a 12K, and that's only about 6 miles. But the great thing is about these races is there's veterans, fast runners, but there's also a lot of new people. Some people even take as much as 2 hours to go 6 miles, and that gives you about 20 minutes per mile, which is really just sort of a good fast walk. So it's really geared for people of all ages, of all running abilities. He's a real character of himself. This is shot about 15 years ago at Miles Square Park, and he's doing 10 laps around Miles Square Park, which, of course, you add that up, that's 40 miles.
Yeah.
And he was an ultra runner himself. He still runs, a little bit older now, but he still runs 3 or 4 times a week for at least an hour, and he's just an amazing athlete and an amazing guy.
How did he come up with this series?
Well, he started out as an ultra runner, and he was doing 50 and 100-mile runs, and he realized, hey, wait a minute, there's nothing really in Orange County for the people who want to get into trail running. So he launched this trail running series to really make it a little bit easier for people to discover the joys of the natural world, and he's really done an amazing job.
What should someone do to prepare to get involved with these trail runs?
That's an excellent idea, as a matter of fact. It's for new people. It's not necessarily for people who have never run before. But if you're a good, strong hiker, I'd sure urge you to get out there. Basically, you've got about 2 or 3 weeks now before the first one, so just start walking around the block. Then walk for about an hour. If you can do an hour of fast walking or an hour of kind of slow running, you're ready for a 12K easily. And these are trails, so again, they're nicer on your body and they're a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, but they are still a trail. So for those of us who have only been running on the treadmill in the gym, is there special equipment that we need to look at taking with us when we go to attempt one of these?
Yikes! That's actually an excellent point that I hadn't thought of. And yes, there is some good equipment there. The first thing that you really want to have is, of course, trail running shoes. Street shoes aren't too bad for most of the trails around here. Still, I'd recommend street running shoes, that is.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'd still recommend, though, trail running shoes. It's going to be kinder on the bottoms of your feet because there's a few rocks off in the Blue Jay Campground area off of Ortega Highway. Mm-hmm. And secondly, polyester clothes, and bring along perhaps running tights or even a jacket, because sometimes these mornings are a little cool these days.
Right.
In your column, do you give information on how you can sign up for these trail runs?
I do, and that's on the back page of the sports section in Orange County Register tomorrow, and also at OCRegister.com.
Good. David, thank you very much. Always a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
David.